Ari Height joins me now with more analysis of the new federal charges the former president now faces. Ari?
I spoke to two South Florida legal experts tonight. They both read the indictments the same way. Donald Trump, they say, started by trying to use the courts to overturn the election results, but when that didn't work, the indictment says Trump broke multiple federal laws trying to stay in the White House. The indictment formally charges former President Donald Trump with 4 counts, 3 for conspiracy and 1 for obstruction.
We expected all of them.
Kind of knew it was coming.
Richard Serafini is a criminal defense attorney in South Florida and used to be a prosecutor at the Department of Justice. Dave Arenberg is the state attorney in Palm Beach County. Both say the indictments clearly lay out the case against Trump.
This is all part of a big plan to try to overturn the election.
And Arenberg and Serafini say the indictment alleges the violence on January 6th is just one very small part of that plan.
There is no charge in here that says that the conspirators got together and conspired to attack the Capitol.
Instead, the indictment accuses Trump of working for months to convince people he had won the election when he knew he hadn't. Quote, these claims were false, and the defendant knew they were false. The indictment lists 8 different examples of how Trump knew he had lost. Words from the vice president, the Justice Department, national intelligence.
Trusted people, people close to him that he had appointed, who had told him, look, there was no fraud.
Trump is accused of conspiring to have false electors say he won, accused of pressuring state officials to change results, accused of trying to stop the counting of electoral votes.
In the end, this was not about Donald Trump's words. This was about Donald Trump's actions.
But if all this is true, this is a level of corruption at the top of the United States government that we have probably never come close to seeing before.
And keep that last line right there in mind. If all of this is true, both Serafini and Arenberg stress, right now, these are just accusations. Prosecutors, of course, will still have to provide their evidence at a trial. Reporting live, Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.
Ari, thank you for that. Federal District Judge Tanya S. Chutkan is assigned to the case now. She was appointed by President Barack Obama. Chutkan is known for handing out some of the most severe sentences for rioters convicted in the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. The judge previously rejected an effort by Donald Trump's lawyers to block the release of documents to the House committee investigating the deadly siege on the Capitol.